we're going to be going through this, splitting up the roles of the voices, and I'm not blind for this game, but Inheritance is. I'm going to be handling the protagonist, the judge, and most of the male characters, while Inheritance will be handling the assistants, the prosecutors, and most of the female characters. So, we're going to get right into it.
Okay.
Let me just open up this little thing I have here. There we go. And... oops. Okay. So we're starting a new game.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation.
Hey, Dragon.
The revolution
How are ya?
changed the land,
Oh, hey there, Dragon.
making the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Nani?
But for one man,
Oh, crap.
turbulence
Inheritance camera's frozen.
was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Extraordinary.
Let me
I'm
check
just,
real quick.
Extraordinarily good at keeping still.
Is Inheritance audible? It should be, because that's coming through the desktop audio. Just a second. Where is... God, there's so many things here. Yeah, it's Discord. Let me try this. Oops. Come
It's
on.
my papyrus impression for everybody. It's my Sans Undertale.
You doing good, Dragon? That's good. Okay, now why is the camera not coming back? Oops, that's definitely not right. Hopefully that won't be an issue that continually happens. Where is...
Thank you.
God,
Thank you very much. I'm a semi-professional voice actor. I've been in a lot of roles, including and many more.
Okay, why is... Oh, I know. I forgot. OBS is weird, and if the window's minimized, it can't capture it, even though it's, like, there. Okay, now it should...
Hey, Shady, how you been? It's nice to see ya. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Oh, God, now it all messed
It's all
up.
discombobulated.
There we go. There we go. Technical
You guys are
issues
lucky.
figured out.
I was about to start doing some ASMR for everybody. You're safe this round.
Okay, so here we go. Why is it not registering my controller? There we go. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. Let me just see. It doesn't say that. Oh, whatever. You guys, I'm sure, saw the course name, the case name. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan waiting to decide my fate? What? Oh, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry.
Bam, bam, bam.
My name is Runosuke Nahara. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yuma University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying accident. So, before we continue, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Naruhodo, I'm not sure if you know at all about what the name is, Inheritance.
Naruhodo.
Do you?
That's a reference to the fact that I get it. Get it? Eh?
Okay, you get that much. Did you look that one up?
I was really excited about Naruhodo when I saw it on the internet.
Okay, well,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, I get it.
Naruhodo is a Japanese expression roughly meaning I see, I understand, or indeed, usually used to agree with somebody. And that is also the last name of Phoenix Wright in the Japanese version.
Yeah, I forget what his first name is, but...
Yeah, I forget his first name, but Ryunosuke, Ryu is dragon. If the kanji was different, it also could be noble, but it just means dragon there. No is a possessive word, and suke means help or assist. So roughly, it would translate to the dragon's assistance. I'm not sure if that's meant to be any sort of reference there.
Yeah, and male names usually carry endings like Suke, like Ryunosuke, Yosuke, right? Like you've seen that a lot in anime. It's a very common male ending for names.
Yeah.
So that's where that comes from too.
Okay, well, let's continue now. And now here I am, awaiting my trial.
That's enough. I think that's me.
Yep.
Yeah. He's not obliged to. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer.
And who are you?
I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today.
Lawyer?
Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue.
Technicalities. Like you haven't even graduated yet.
And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke?
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. If all character dialogue just left character on the screen, had a right character, that would be easy. Yeah, that would be easier.
What are you apologizing to me for? That was kind of the original intent to why we voice who we voice, because we're on that side of the screen.
For the courtroom, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry.
There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you?
Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone.
Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head up high.
How do I... Oh, I can't go into the court record yet. Did they say Kazuma's full name yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, I'll wait. You mean...
I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke.
Kazuma Asogi, my best friend. Also in his second year at Yume University. Okay, any guesses on this one, Inheritance?
I don't know Kazuma, but I know that isn't there a Tekken character who's named Kazuma? And
I think that's
Asogi,
Kazuya.
yeah, it's Kazuya. You're right. And Asogi reminds me of bunnies, but that's not it because that's Usagi.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I don't
well, Kazuma means one truth. Well, it has the kanji for one in truth. Asogi is a little more complex. It's homonymous with 10 to the 56th power, or 100 sub 10 decillion, or the Buddhist term Asamkhya, which is the Hindu Buddhist name for 10 to the 140th power in the Matsaku Sutra. But in a religious terms, it translates to incalculable, innumerable, or infinite in Sanskrit, and is a title of Vishnu and Shiva.
I was gonna say, why is such a mathematical term associated with this guy? That's such a weird
It's
thing.
just like incalculable, infinite.
And what was Kazuma again? One truth?
One truth, essentially.
Incalculable one truths.
Sure. Someone's done their homework. No, I just know that off the top of my head.
He's just actually really proficient in Japanese. You just wouldn't know.
Well, that involves also knowing Sanskrit.
Oh, yeah. Very theologian of you.
But he's far more clever than that. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate.
Kazuma does mean big brain. I'm not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old, here in Japan anyways. My qualifications don't mean much. Yet.
You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago.
3
Yes,
days ago.
that's when all this started.
All this.
Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last.
I know. It's been forever. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court.
So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you, and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple.
I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes.
The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too.
Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together.
If only it were that simple.
Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going.
Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this.
Third eye, shady.
See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. I assume he's trying to be American when he's saying goodbye. It's like a howdy, partner.
It was straight after that. That's when it happened.
Ugh.
Asogi, may I have a word?
Oh.
I don't like that voice from.
Professor, I didn't see what you. I didn't know you were coming.
Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now, Asogi.
I like that voice.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I really like it. I like it.
You should go immediately to the judge's chambers.
To His Excellency's chambers. Why?
He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before.
God, I love his hair. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you.
Still you?
Oh, I got lost. All right then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. I'm like, that's a man.
Yes, thanks, Kazuma.
Oh, ellipses.
This is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke no Horo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that that permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you.
Nani?
He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing?
The administration has chosen from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances.
I don't believe it. But I didn't do it, I swear. I'm not a murderer.
I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial.
Sorry? What do you mean?
You'll understand soon once proceedings get underway.
But then what should I do?
Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction.
Right, so...
As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer it before anyone else. You must say, I do.
That's a little suspicious.
I do. But what will the question be? Surely not... Do you accept the accusations brought before you?
That'd be so funny.
Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once.
Are you guilty? Yes! No. Wait, what?
I do.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short.
Will you marry me? I do. Oh.
So, allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours.
What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway.
God, I hope so, Shady. I really do.
The judge going to propose. This is it. If the trial goes badly, Kazuma's dream of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial.
Let's go!
My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. Thought that was a weird phrasing for this. Yeah. 22nd November, 9 a.m. How dramatic.
Yeah, they should have just been like...
So this
explained.
is a courtroom. I love the panicked look.
Yeah. That's so funny.
The animation in this game is great.
I'm so excited. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power.
I don't much like the look of those people standing in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there.
The powers that be may have demanded. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial.
A secret trial?
A secret trial. A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend.
To be fair, Dragon, at least Phoenix went through law school. What? But why?
It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Yeah, my boy.
Okay, I really don't know a lot of what to do for his voice, but...
Are you doing Winston?
No, for Judge. This guy.
Oh.
The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruto.
The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency.
As is the defense.
Patrick Warburton. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate.
Which voice? My Winston Payne one? That's a classic returning.
This is you.
Oh, that's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself.
Normal procedure is for the defense advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial.
That's the point.
As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial?
I do.
This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do? What should we do?
God.
Inheritance will be making choices for this.
I don't trust. I'm going to just wait and see. Maybe this is the golden ending where Kazuma defends you. And that's it. You just go back to school.
Kazuma's the lawyer here. I can't defend myself. If I said I do, it would be
Look at that
tantamount
face.
to lying. I love it. I love the transition into the face, too. And I've been accused of murder, for goodness sake. This is no time for lies.
Try to stop fidgeting, Ryunosuke. It's distracting.
But if I don't say I'll defend myself now, things could end very badly for my friend.
Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who would advocate for the defense.
My camera doesn't reach high enough to see a hand. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that
Ryunosuke.
Ryunosuke Naruto, will be defending myself.
Oh, my poor lad.
You'll be what? It didn't matter what you pick.
Such himbo energy. What are you playing at, Ryunosuke?
Professor Mikotoba just told me everything just now before the trial.
He did what?
He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if I were to lose.
How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. Do you think I won't be able to get you off?
No, it's not that really. It's just that... Well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you...
Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba should have stuck his nose in.
Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial.
Well. Does the accused admit defeat already, renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san?
Oh, yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank.
I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated the most heinous crime indeed.
Zoom is such a Fire Emblem character. It'd be a Myrmidon. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present.
Just Yakety Sax starts playing in the background.
Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo?
Oh, I wondered.
Oh! Yes, Your Excellency.
It's a very big difference between.
It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean?
He's questioning your ability to do the job.
Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions.
Did you do it?
Yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more than times than I'd care to remember.
Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Wait. Ugh, I'm so nervous. I can't even remember that. What was it again?
It's your name, Ryunosuke. Let me guess, your mind's gone blank.
You know me so well.
They're boyfriends. All the relevant information from this case can be found in the court records.
But I can't even find that.
It's simple. You can access the court records with the press of RB. The right bumper. If you ever find yourself you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there.
Oh, it won't let me do it yet. I just have to press RB for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose.
God, I'm gonna talk to people in real life like we're in a video game. Just press the X button to open the door. What?
This is you.
This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with the right bumper. You'll find details about the victim, and yeah, when you're done, press B to go back.
So, Takatsuchi Aochi. So, first inheritance. Any name guesses?
Well, I know Ouchie sounds like the English ouchie, like it hurts. Also, Dragon, yeah, he bought this specifically to stream. We both own it on Switch.
Yeah, if I streamed it from the Switch, he wouldn't be able to hear it through Discord. Plus, there'd be more of a delay.
Yeah, but yeah, we're plebs, anyways. But Takatsuchi, I do not know. I feel like that's like the name of an oni, maybe in Japanese myth.
Okay, well, so you were completely on point with the last name, with Aochi. It is Aochi. That's his Japanese name, too. That's also the last name of Winston Payne in the original games, for the Japanese version. Takatsuchi, the kanji is visually similar to Bushi, which means samurai.
Oh.
Hence his outfit and hairstyle.
Oh, and his fan says death or pain, one of the two.
Is this Steam? Yeah, this is Steam. And here's the victim, John H. Wilson. Any guesses there? Inheritance.
Well, considering Herlock Sholmes is in this game, and he looks like this traditional depiction of the character, I'm gonna say it's Moriarty. It's final guess.
Well, you are correct. It is John Watson. It is John Watson, as you just guessed.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Okay. Well, it's actually, in the Japanese, it actually says Watson. They changed it to Wilson for the localization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the same thing with Herlock, right?
Yeah.
Normally. We'll get to him.
But it's still you.
Oh. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court records. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the People's section of the court records. Then press Y to present. Try it now.
I'm half tempted to click anybody else.
Right?
We can't get a penalty this early. It'll probably be funny.
Yeah, just do Ouchie. Present Ouchie.
The victim was none other than Takatsuchi Ouchi.
Then who's the uptight, bespectacled top-knot standing opposite?
Who's a bespectacled top-knot?
Ugh, sorry, for some reason that just came out even though I know it's wrong.
Perhaps you're aware that I am the master of the ancient No-style sword art. A pathetic little child like you would be sliced to pieces before you even came close to taking my life.
I wouldn't provoke that proud Edo spirit. He might draw his blade on you.
I thought courtroom sparring was supposed to be done with words. I must say, you are not instilling the court with much confidence here.
Quickly, give him the correct answer before he turns his gavel on you. Find the victim in the People's Record. Then press Y to present. Try it now.
Should we do the actual not one now, or should we do another funny?
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
We should just go Wilson.
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
Give people a reason to play the game. They can try out all the other fun options.
Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England invited to Yume University 3 years ago.
Indeed, which is the reason why his case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations.
There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Fellowship and Navigation. You mean the HATFN?
Friendship, not fellowship, but...
Oh, you mean the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor?
Ugh, but I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter.
In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame up for this crime.
So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it?
Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman.
Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime.
Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Just look, if you just show me this image by itself, I would say that it's from Danganronpa. And I haven't played Danganronpa
I'd say
either,
I'd say it's from Fire Emblem Three Houses. It's tea time.
It's the S support with Rinosuke.
Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner.
The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain.
Yum yum.
I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello.
Do you think Ryunosuke and Kazuma even had anything to eat?
Probably. They're students. That doesn't mean they have no money.
They're just like, 2 waters, please.
I went over to the professor's table. The table's professor.
The table's professor.
And introduced myself to Dr. Wilson.
Do you want me to voice Wilson?
No, I got Wilson if he talks. I don't remember if he talks.
I wasn't sure. I'm like, you've been voicing a lot.
No, it's fine. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Nahoda. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? How dare he lose his life?
How dare he lose his life?
State,
we have a date tomorrow.
State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death. Well, obviously, that was,
Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence.
Law students usually probably got some. Ryunosuke, it hasn't been established what he is, but they've made it clear he's not a law student. By evidence? But how?
Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now! Mikuzo! Death occurred a little after 2 p.m.
Sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. I can read in between frames. It was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot in the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. And then the other thing is probably your badge, your attorney badge.
We're not an attorney. It's just their student pin.
It's the equivalent in this game, right? I always wear it on my collar. I mean, you can present it. There's always something fun if you present it.
Oh, right? Thanks for the sub, Son. Thanks, Son. I appreciate it.
Hey, Son. Thanks
for the 5-month sub.
5 months.
Okay, I guess we're doing this. Inheritance is spoken. The evidence that clearly shows the victim's cause of death is, of course, this.
I stabbed him in the chest.
And what other basis do you present this evidence? Well, because it was in the court record, of course. Kazuma?
Slow down.
You definitely are not Hotspot. I'm certain of that.
Why did you pick that? Isn't there something more relevant looking?
Well, now that you say that, I suppose.
Pick the wrong answer of evidence again, and it won't be a mystery as to your cause of death.
Are you threatening me? Yikes, he sounds and looks deadly serious.
Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now. I kind of want to do it again to see if he...
Yeah, he won't. Well... According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma.
Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
Sorry, yes, that's right. The, post-mortem report.
In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way.
Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
And he was.
This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion.
If you play FTC, you actually get to see that.
In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
What's FTC?
Famicom Detective Club. I do want to stream that eventually someday. My schedule's kind of full right now. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record.
Modern scientific evidence.
So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to drawing. The detail's incredible. Very well, I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial.
Certainly, Your Excellency. And so, without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
Ugh, this is it then.
I think I might have worked out what the professor had in mind.
The professor? You mean Dr. Mikatoba?
Yes, clearly. You're the defense lawyer today, not me, but that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant.
Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial.
He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he?
Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma.
Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats.
Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first.
Absolutely not. My headband gives me super strength.
My headband is my power.
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please.
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga.
I was gonna say I wasn't sure if I needed him.
I am head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called La Carnival.
Oh, good.
Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some,
Strawberry jam. Nothing else.
It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me.
God, could you
Well,
imagine?
You really should.
As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago.
Understood. Osunaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident.
At once, sir.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits for their memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. It was in the kitchen putting away... It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Hold on, let me just clarify something there. When I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him.
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur.
But
The next time you interrupt at an appropriate time, you will be penalized. Defendant Naruhodo.
Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must quietly listen to the witness.
ugh.
If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here today in court, or we see in court today.
Yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did you just say? There was no one else around that table.
What's the matter, Ryunosuke?
That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at this table.
Really?
And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do?
Interject.
Interject?
Yeah,
Hold your
objection.
Pandalia. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it, there was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
But I'm sure of what I saw.
Hotonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy?
No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to.
Let me see. A sketch of the establishment layout brought by yourself, I presume.
That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone.
Well, you're clearly...
Wow, I just completely changed his voice.
Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter.
Cough, cough.
Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are.
I'm messing up all their voices right now.
What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now.
Something certainly seems to have shaken up. The waiter's business card.
Oh, I don't need to read that, but yeah. You're just dying, that's all.
Literally.
The judge is now Ozzy Osbourne. Hey there, Lisa from Blackpink is Sexy. Welcome.
So, the court has now heard the precise of the case.
Is that how you say that?
I don't even know. I've never even seen that word in my life.
I think it's Pressies. I don't know. I looked it up, but it's been a while.
The précis.
Per
I'm looking it
se.
up.
Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The
Précis.
Précis. Okay.
only
French.
person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo.
Yes, Your Excellency.
If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully on you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I call this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
What do you think I should do, Kazuma?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage, hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this.
As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face. Is that it?
It's not all about you, Kazuma! What?
If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary.
But you're not my defense lawyer.
Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself?
Fair, okay, fine.
The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. Murmur, murmur.
Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue with proceedings.
Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, you may call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I wanna be.
God.
Ugh.
In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever.
Yeah, Dragon, he was about to give up right there.
The prosecution calls its next witnesses.
Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once.
Two witnesses at once?
Ugh.
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court.
Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Yasunoza reporting for duty, sir.
Okay, well,
Oh,
His
I got
name.
it now. I got it. I thought it
Yeah.
had to do with his nose, but it's actually yes sir, no sir. Right?
yes, it is yes, sir, no, sir.
Yeah, boy!
You got it as soon as you heard it out loud.
I know. I had to read it out loud. This is me, right?
This is you, yeah.
Myself, no, myself, I find employ as the purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the effervescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Brasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Curio Kurikura, at your service.
Do you get his name?
Yeah. I played up to like around here. So this is the one I figured out. Because his name is Curio Correcta.
Yep,
He's a curio collector.
Curio Collector.
I was really upset that that's the joke they decided to do with his name. But I didn't know Yasunosa.
An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question.
They must be at the din. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
Oh, they went past you, Dragon? Yeah, it's Correcta.
Well, yeah,
Correcta.
Curio Correcta. Also, Dragon, don't bring up Leighton versus Phoenix Wright in my presence again because I'll start disassociating. There's something about Carmine Accidenti that I've never let go, and it's like been a part of my life ever since.
It has. I hear about it constantly from him.
Truly. Myself, I habitually make tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. Oh, it's probably my favorite game of all time. It's really not. Stella Glow is, but we don't have to talk about it. And not infrequently, converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying.
He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. I'm gonna try making his voice a little less intelligible. He obviously targets La Carnival because it has a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Because it is.
Yeah. Oh, right, I see. Although, to be honest, the sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer.
Now, you both witnesses. You both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war. Sir. It was the black uniformed rogue infantryman there who unloaded his firearms, sir.
This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said.
So, this is this is decisive evidence that prosecution was threatening. The soldier's claiming that he actually saw the precise moment he shot the victim dead.
Yes.
Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable?
If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start.
No, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment from the incident occurred.
Sir, yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir.
That was definitely a crying child. Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon.